Hello, my friends, and welcome to this full moon in Cancer reading. As I'm sure you already know, this wolf moon is actually a full moon eclipse. So, we're going to be doing this one slightly differently because, oh my goodness, guys, like the energy since the new year, and honestly for me, all of last year too, but particularly I've noticed an upswing since December. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to discuss it with you. I also plan to do an overall energy discussion of this specific full moon. And then we'll move into the actual pick a cards. I will go ahead and put the timestamps below if you want to skip straight to selecting a pile. But let's jump in with kind of how this energy has been feeling because, gosh, guys, like, we need to talk about this. So, before we begin, I just want to say that I've already talked about my journey a lot in my blog, and I'm going to link that below as well. Particularly since 2017, 2018, I went through a major period of depression, and getting out of that really started shifting when I started practicing positive affirmations and countering my negative thought patterns with a more positive spin. And especially in the last year, the affirmation that has been most powerful for me is, thank you, universe. I am co-creating a life and reality far, far better than the best I can currently imagine. And the best I can currently imagine is A, B, C, and so on. What I'm finding, particularly with this new year, and I noticed a big switch starting back in late November, December. I ended up coming across this idea of the 555 manifestation affirmation method, which is you choose an affirmation and you write it down 55 times a day for 5 days, and then you leave it up to the universe for it to manifest. And the affirmation I chose was, thank you, universe, for magical moments. And guys, like, oh my goodness, has the last month and a half been, wow, just like, oh my goodness. I'm not going to get into like everything I manifested, but suffice it to say, over the past year and into this new one, the things that have manifested for my sister and me have been nothing short of miraculous. That said, I actually started changing my affirmation beginning New Year's Eve, and whew, okay. I've had two major windfalls in the last week and a half, and I wasn't expecting either of them. It was just like out of the blue. It was something that I had put out there as an avenue for things to come in, but it was kind of one of those, if it comes in, great. If it doesn't harm me any. I'm not losing anything. Cool. So I've changed that affirmation to be, thank you, universe. I am co-creating a life and reality far, far better than the best I can currently imagine. Thank you for blessing seen and unseen. Thank you for magical moments, and so it is. Okay? So I say that every time I see an angel number on the clock, 1111, 222, 111, 333, and I seem to catch that with pretty regularity, at least a couple of times a day. And I also say it whenever I see an airplane in the sky, and I will link the song below as to why I do that, because that has been nothing short of magical for my sister and me since, May-ish last year. But guys, like, oh my goodness, I am just saying, the power of affirmations, the power of putting out into the world, this is what I want, is just amazing. So my recommendation for you, take it as you will, trust your own intuition, is pick an affirmation that feels right to you. Go ahead and steal mine if you want to. And then say it again whenever you see a sign that means something to you, whether that's angel numbers on the clock, whether that's a specific number on a license plate, whether that's a specific animal you see, whether it's a phrase you hear that you hear as a sign because it's meant for you. And then there's two energies that I find really brings those manifestations through quickly. And the first is, universe, this is what I want, and I'm okay if I get it or if I don't. I'm okay if I get it or if I don't, because I know I'll be okay either way. And I found this worked really well with manifesting this concert I really wanted to go to. I wasn't able to get tickets right away. And I put out to the universe, okay, I can't really swing the budget right now to buy resale. If a windfall comes through, I'll go, and I'll take that as a sign I'm meant to go. And if it doesn't, okay, it's fine. I'll see them next time. I ended up getting a bonus later that month, so I was able to go. And it's these little things like this where it's, you put out into the universe, this is what I want. If I get it, awesome. And if I don't, it's okay. I'll get it next time, or something better will come, because the universe only has 3 answers. Yes, not right now, or I have something better planned for you. The second energy, I'm awake, I promise. The second energy is to know without a doubt in the depth of your soul that you're going to get it either way. Universe, this is what I want, and I know it's coming. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it's mine. It's meant for me, and it is coming. Because both of those energies, they're nothing short of magic. So if you can be in that energy, I promise you, what you're aiming to manifest will either be exactly what you want or something so much better than you can currently imagine. Okay, that's my overall energy spiel. Now let's look at what this specific moon holds for all of us. So, as you know, this is the full moon in Cancer, which is also known as the wolf moon. And you guys know I use this Queen of the Moon deck every time I do a reading. And my sister was nice enough to allow me to borrow her Moonology deck specifically for this reading. I would go ahead and borrow it for more of my readings, but I tend to pre-shuffle about a week in advance. That way, if any of the cards flipped, I forget what I saw. But I usually go ahead and make sure I don't look at any of the cards until I'm flipping them here for you guys. I shuffle with, these are the questions I want answered, and this is what comes out. And I don't see it until you do. And if I do see it, again, I want to give myself those few days to forget what I saw so that it doesn't inform the reading. But we're going to look at this overall energy specifically based on these cards. So this full moon in Cancer, this wolf moon, and this full moon eclipse. In the wolf moon hunger, I'm seeing that what this moon holds is a promise that what you want is coming as long as you keep desiring it. There is power, especially with this being a full moon eclipse, behind what it is you're manifesting. And while I personally usually only set my manifestation goals on a new moon, with the energy with this specific one, please do feel free to go ahead and say, universe, this is what I want with this full moon. A personal issue reaches resolution and conclusions are within reach. Power. I'm hearing 10 of Wands energy for a lot of you. Something that's been burdening you, something you've been carrying for a long time. A worry, a fear, a stressor. It's coming to an end. And again, it's 10 of Wands energy. It's not 10 of Swords energy. It's this temporary burden leading to something better. And I do hear that for some of you, this burden was something very heavy. I'm hearing grief for some of you. I'm hearing heartache, heartbreak. For others of you, I'm hearing this is way too much work, a sense of being overwhelmed. But what's coming through is that this heartache will ease. This grief will ease. You will be feeling the comfort that the universe is sending to you. And you're going to find when that project ends, when you can move from that place of hurt to that place of acceptance, of honoring the memory and the lesson. By choosing even to be willing to make that shift, even if you can't fully make that shift right now. that's going to take you out of this feeling of lack, this I want it, I need something to shift, into this place of it's coming and I know it. I do believe these two numbers may be signs for you, 16 and 29, over this month. Although I'm also hearing 17, the star card, especially with so many stars visible in all of these. I'm particularly drawn. Do you see the hidden Mickey almost? But also this second star to the right sort of energy. I am hearing, with this full moon in particular, if you set your affirmations and your manifestation goals at the new moon, at least revisit them for this full moon. And if you haven't set your affirmations and manifestation goals, it would be wise to do so, because there's quite a bit of energy around this. Now, with eclipses, some people say the energy is a bit too chaotic to work on manifestation. And that can be the case if that's what you believe. But what I'm sensing is that there's simply a lot more power behind this full moon. More so than usual. And yes, the energy does feel volatile, but in a good way. And what I'm sensing is that whatever it is you work on manifesting with this full moon, it's going to come to you in unexpected ways. And you're going to find yourself resolving things that maybe you didn't even know you were still carrying and needed to work through. But I'm definitely getting a sense of cycles ending and new cycles beginning, stepping through a portal into something new. Which, I don't know about you, but I think is beautiful energy. So I, for one, am very excited to see what this moon cycle holds for us. And when I say moon cycle, you can take that to mean full moon to new moon or full moon to full moon. I usually tend to think in terms of full moon to full moon, new moon to new moon. So you've got that full month to work through. And of course, we always know divine right timing. So something we work on now, while it may not manifest immediately, it may not manifest within that month, the wheel is turning. Absolutely. Just as the seasons do. But yes, guys, I am sensing so much magic, so much power here for you and for me and for everyone if we're willing to tap into it. Let's go ahead and shift to selecting our piles. Okay, my darlings, now that we have the piles out, please take a moment to take a deep breath, center yourself, connect with your intuition before selecting from pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. We're going to be doing things ever so slightly different this time, since this is a full moon and eclipse. I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled. I don't know what these cards are, but I did go ahead and separate everything that came out based on what felt right into your full moon energy and your eclipse energy, along with a final advice card. With that in mind, let's start with looking at the eclipse energy. So what this specific eclipse portal holds for you is the sacred lotus, compassion in action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. Interesting. So in this, I'm hearing, going back to that conclusions within reach and personal issue reaches resolution, you've come up through this difficulty, this hardship, And it has been almost an alchemical process for you. You have gone from being this seedling to coming up through the muck and the water and blooming into this beautiful lotus. And I'm hearing that for many of you, this has been a spiritual awakening through this hardship. But regardless, for all of you, it's a matter of this cycle of difficulty is ending if you'll allow it to. And Spirit wants you to know now is your time to shine. By stepping through this eclipse portal and allowing yourself to release that which no longer serves, I'm hearing that the way you bloom, it's going to be in ways both surprising and expected. You are stepping into who it is you want to be, but that path for you is going to be so much more magical than what you're currently thinking it is. So you can take this as what this eclipse is waking in you. This compassion in action. By leading with your heart space. By leading with that sense of empathy. By listening for Spirit's quiet voice and the voice of your intuition to know what action you should take, by moving with mindfulness, with intention. That's how you more easily step into what it is you are meant to become, who it is you are meant to become. Because I'm sensing that's definitely shifting for you. This eclipse is helping you release the King of Swords. In this, I'm seeing the eclipse is helping you release this rigidity, this stiff and certain alignment with a specific role, with a specific set of ideas. I'm seeing that this specific eclipse energy is shifting you, if you'll allow it to, from this almost sense of stagnancy based on the rules and regulations and thought patterns that you've been holding on to up until this point, into one of growth, of transformation, of knowing rules are not always meant to be followed, of knowing the rules for you can change. And that in order to grow, you must leave behind that which no longer serves. I'm hearing it's time for you to fly free. And for some of you, I'm getting that's related to a job. Of course, use your intuition. But for some of you, I am hearing it's time to make that leap if you've been planning or even thinking about shifting careers. I'm hearing for some of you, this means shifting your major, if that's what you've been thinking about. This is a confirmation from Spirit that yes, that may be the right path for you. I'm also hearing it's time to start thinking and start taking action. To put what you've learned into practice. You can flow with these changes by loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. In this, I'm seeing that the way you step out of this energy and into what's being awakened within you is by allowing yourself to let go of that which no longer serves. And I know for many of you that feels very scary. I know you're afraid of this free fall. I know for many of you, you're afraid of tumbling down the rabbit hole like Alice because you don't want to end up in that crazy wonderland. But what I'm hearing is that by loosening your grip and stepping through this portal, by allowing yourself to change, you're not falling. You're floating and flying. I'm hearing, there's coping mechanisms you need to change because they're no longer serving you. I'm hearing, step out of the Eight of Swords. You are not trapped. You are not blinded. You are not bound. You are not stuck. You just need to take one step forward. And that step is going to vary depending on you and your path. But you're being asked to embrace this Fool energy and take the leap. I'm hearing from one of my other decks the message that you go first, the universe will catch you. Who you're becoming through this change. In the path, I'm hearing who you're becoming is this dreamer, this traveler who knows you can make your dreams become real. I'm getting very much Keladry of Mindalon vibes, and I hope that's pronounced right. That's how I've always pronounced it since I read the story, but I'll link that series below as well. This knowledge that the work you put in allows you to become your own knight. And I'm also hearing Jimin's promise, so I'll link that below as well. This idea that you can be this dualistic person. You can embrace the energy of dreaming and taking action rather than simply dreaming it. I'm hearing now is the time to take that step forward. And Spirit knows it may seem like quite a climb, but you know you're capable of it. And you are so supported in doing so, whether you can see that or not. And while it may seem like you have mountains and mountains to climb, I'm hearing the path will be much easier than you believe. So embrace this energy of being your own knight, of rescuing yourself, of honoring yourself. you can ease this transition. Guys, oh my gosh, that's awesome. You can ease this transition from the sense of stagnancy into being your own knight by embracing the energy of the magician, by knowing you have all of the tools you need. You have the power within you. And what I love is I had this energy of you can be your own knight. And I'm going to link the blog post I wrote about that below. But you are also your own light. And by embracing that energy, by knowing you have the light and the power and the magic within you, that's how you step away from this stillness into moving so quickly towards what it is you want. That's so awesome. I can't believe that came out. Sorry, guys. I'm excited. Spirit asks you to practice self-care during this process by remembering directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. So in this, I'm hearing Spirit says, look for what's working in your life. Look for what's growing. Where are things shifting with ease already? What are you already grateful for? Because when you focus on that, when you stay in that energy of, this is working for me, this is good, this is what I want to grow because it's already growing, I want to keep this. By focusing on that, being grateful for that and how that's shifting already, that's how you more quickly manifest what it is you want. So that's the energy the eclipse holds for you. The energy held by the full moon, you chose the guidance card. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. And didn't I see all of that guidance over here for you as well? Spirit really wants you to know you are utterly supported in what it is you're trying to manifest. That's beautiful, guys. Okay. You can embrace the energy of this full moon by remembering, I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. In this, I'm hearing, for many of you, you're worried about shifting away from these rules because you know it's going to hurt people around you who expect you to be and remain the way you are. I'm hearing there's a lot of expectations on you to live up to somebody else's idea of you. And for some of you, that's your own past idea of what you want to be. But what I'm hearing is, remember, it's okay to change. It's okay to decide that what you previously wanted is no longer right for you. It's okay to come to that realization and honor it. And you're being asked to remember that you can make this shift without cutting the cords you already share. But what you need to do is remember you can love someone without agreeing with them. You can love someone without following their path. Because you are the only one who can walk your path. And it's important to remember you are the protagonist in your own life. And while you will always be a supporting character in the lives of everyone else you touch, you are meant to honor the fact that you are the lead character of your own life. You make the choices that lead you to where it is you want to go. So don't let anyone or anything hold you back from that. Don't act like you always have to be the supporting character. Because in being the lead character, in honoring who it is you're meant to be, who it is you want to be, simply by following that and by choosing joy and to follow what brings you joy. You're already creating benefits for all those around you simply by doing what's right for you. Because when you don't honor what's right for you, you're not helping anyone. And you're really not helping yourself. But I want you to remember, although we must always consider the other people in our lives, the other people we interact with, because we want to honor one another, by being kind and loving towards each other, by treating each other with empathy, we have to honor ourselves and our needs first. Of course, we never want to create harm if we can avoid it. But if honoring somebody else's wishes, if honoring somebody else's goals for us is harming us, that's a problem as well. So please embrace this energy by knowing you are being encouraged to choose yourself first, to love yourself first, to make sure your cup stays filled, to make sure you feed yourself from the table you've set for others. Spirit asks you to work through this Five of Pentacles energy. Remember, even when you feel like you're lost in the cold, even when you feel like by making this choice to honor yourself that you're being cast out from the community you're used to, know that when things fall away, it's because it's for our highest and greatest good. And if the community you're in casts you out for honoring what's best for you, it's not the community for you. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You don't have to sacrifice your happiness for the happiness of others. It's important for you to forge your own path. And to remember, winter, like pain, never lasts forever. There's always a way to leave that cold feeling, that pain, that loneliness, by striking out onto a new path, by taking a step forward to where it is you want to be. You're being asked to release focus 14. I'm drawn to the butterfly on her third eye here, but also this being underwater. So you're being asked to release this feeling that you can't breathe. You're being asked to know that this transformation is not one that's going to drown you. It's not one that's going to be detrimental to you, but one that is going to lead you out of this sense of free fall, out of this sense of, I can't do this anymore, into the sunlight. So you're being asked to release your fear, to release the fear that you're permanently stuck and that any choice you make won't help you get your head above water. Because that's not the case. When you listen to your own inner voice, when you embrace this transformation, know that your head will come above the water, that you will be your own knight, you will be your own savior. But you have to make the choice to shift. You're being asked to grow. Karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. You're being asked to grow yourself, even though you know this might create conflict. This might force you to separate from some people you care about. I'm not getting that that's necessarily a permanent separation, but you will always know what's right for you and do what's right for you. But it's time to, at the very least, shift the relationship paradigm. Change the relationships that are no longer serving you, that are keeping you feeling bound. I'm drawn to the fact that Orion is called out here and Orion's belt is shown. And again, I'm getting that Eight of Swords energy. Remember, you can cast off the bonds. You can unbuckle the belt. You can change yourself, if you so choose, as easily as changing one shirt to another. And I know for some of you, going with that analogy, you're looking at a whole closet full of choices and you don't know which one to take. And in that, you're being asked to listen to the guidance that's available for you, to ask for a sign and recognize it when you see it. Define the sign you want to see. Whether that's a specific number that may show up on the clock, in conversation, on a license plate, whether it's an animal, whether it's something else. But no, it's in acknowledging that you deserve something different and that you need something different. And by chasing that, that's how you step out of this solely head-based space. You're being asked to listen to your heart and the guidance you're receiving. Because in doing so, while yes, things may fall away as you grow, you are growing like the lotus into something beautiful, something that's meant for you, into someone you are meant to be and the person you desperately want to become in your heart of hearts. Your message from Spirit. Queen of Pentacles, I love this. By making these changes, you step in to this beautiful, nurturing energy where you're not just honoring yourself, but in doing so, you share the abundance you receive with everyone you encounter. You're in this energy of beautiful support and love and prosperity, clearly. I'm drawn to the bee here. I'm really hearing sweet results await. So please know, by choosing to honor yourself, you're not losing any of your authority. You're shifting to one that that better benefits you in this lifetime. And I'm really drawn to the fact that she's outdoors while he's inside and surrounded by books everywhere. His path is quite actively blocked here. Well, hers is not. I'm also drawn to the fact she has so many cats and kittens around her. You can tell she's supported not just by beautiful souls nearby, but by this wealth of food and physical prosperity, abundance. I'm also drawn to the flower here and here, because I know when you honor yourself and your path, when you do what's right for you, everything you desire that is in honor of your and everyone's highest and greatest good will manifest and grow for you. Your final advice. I love it. Jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Say yes to change. It's not a free fall. You're not being pushed. You're being asked to jump. And I'm drawn to this portal, this eye, and the third eye energy here. Know that this transformation is only for your highest and greatest good. So, if you're ready, when your intuition says it's right, take the leap, however seems right to you. So group one, these are all the messages I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a like and a comment below. If you feel so called, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it if our energy aligned like that. I do welcome you to come back and visit any of my other videos. I do hope to see you in a future video. If this didn't resonate, it's totally okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. Totally happens. I'm sure there's another reader on here who will resonate with your energy. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Hello group 2, and welcome to your reading. I apologize if there's been a shift in the resolution or how this shot is lined up, and if there's been a shift in the audio level as well. My camera died, so I had to wait for it to cool off and recharge the batteries. But we're back and we're ready to go. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to be doing this slightly differently than usual because we're looking at both the full moon energy and the energy this eclipse holds for you, as well as a final advice card. So, let's get started with the eclipse. What this eclipse portal holds for you is yes, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly. So whatever it is you're asking for, whatever it is you're hoping to manifest, the universe is telling you yes. May not be right now, but it's on its way. And I think that's absolutely beautiful, group 2. Congratulations. And I would also say this is what it's waking in you, is this willingness to embody the Fool energy, to take the leap and quite literally jump forward on whatever it is you're aiming to manifest, whatever it is you want to bring into being. The universe is asking you now to take that action and to do it with a sense of joy, because when you do, you're going to bring that which you want to you so much quicker. This eclipse is helping you release. You know, that one feels cold. So, strength. So I'm seeing what it's helping you release is any doubts about your own strength, any fears you have about whether or not you can do whatever it is you're aiming to do. Whatever this risk you're aiming to take is, the universe is saying, set aside any doubt, set aside any fear, and know you have the strength and all the tools within you to move forward. Know that you are divinely supported. And you have the power at hand right now to really bring into being whatever it is you want. You can flow with these changes more easily by remembering my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. So when you embody this sense of joy, this full energy of being willing to leap because you know the universe will catch you, when you have faith that you are divinely supported, and when you focus on that which you already have that brings you joy, you bring everything you want to you so much more quickly. Who you are becoming. Resistance. I think it's beautiful that these two cards came out together, because what I'm seeing in the resistance card is not that you are becoming a force of blockage to anyone else or to yourself, but a force of power for breaking through any resistances of your own and those of others. I'm seeing you standing up for your own beliefs and for things that are right and good for all those around you. And I'm seeing so much luck on your side and so much power of transformation and incoming messages and growth. I'm also hearing self-love is the greatest form of resistance. I'm hearing it's an act of, what's the word? Rebellion. Rebellion against the status quo, rebellion against everything that society tells us we have to be, all of these societal norms. When you choose to love yourself because of your differences, not in spite of them, that's when you claim your growth and your power and your ability to attract even more quickly everything that you desire. You can ease this transition by embodying the energy of the Hermit. And in this, I'm seeing, given that both of your tarot cards are major arcana and they're sequential, I'm hearing that what you need to do right now, because you are going through this great transformation, this period of growth, as you move on this path to what it is you want, it's very important for you to take time to focus on yourself in private, to take time to practice self-love, to check in with yourself, to meditate, to reconnect with nature, to be alone, but not lonely. I'm hearing this can be as simple as sitting down and taking a few minutes before bed to go over what it is you want and what it is you're manifesting. This can be as simple as taking a few moments when you get up to practice gratitude for all that you already have. Or it can be on a grander scale of going on a retreat for yourself, of going to a place that you know always brings you peace. You should practice self-care during this period by remembering perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So whatever these fears are, and especially with the two major arcana here, and the fact that your answer is yes, don't let yourself get bogged down by the little annoyances, by the little roadblocks that come in your path. Because Spirit wants you to remember you're on this greater journey. And so any little blips along the way, any little detours, there's no need to worry about them. Trust that even the detours are divinely guided. Okay, that's all I have on the eclipse side. The energy this full moon holds for you. Oh, that's beautiful. Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. So again, going back to the fact we have this major arcana here for both, and this sense I'm getting that you are leveling up. When you do that, when you know that in focusing on yourself first, and honoring yourself and your needs, and stepping into your power, and in doing what you can to bring the greatest good to yourself, but also to those around you, by being grateful for that and for those in your life, for those you love, that makes it easier for you to attract all that you want. And I love that you have yes and abundance, because I don't think you can get a more beautiful message than that, especially if there's something you are specifically trying to manifest. You can embrace this energy by, that one. Oh, sovereignty, Queen of the Moon. Oh my goodness. So, not only do we have two major arcana, but we have the Queen of the Moon card from the Queen of the Moon deck. So, the main card, the cover card, the card for which the deck is named. Please, group 2, believe in your own power. Trust that you do have all of the tools you need. Trust that you are growing so much, and you're growing even further in your power. You are really embodying your highest and greatest self. And you are becoming that person more and more each and every day. So embrace that. Claim it. Own who it is you want to be, who it is you know deep in your soul you are meant to become. Spirit's asking you to work through, interesting, the Nine of Cups. What I'm drawn to is the crab here. And I'm hearing what you're being asked to work through is any, again, of these doubts. They're not serving you. Don't let any distractions distract you. Don't let anything ruin your zen, ruin your calm, because your wish fulfillment is coming quite clearly. We have yes and abundance and the Nine of Cups. I mean, I could not have pulled these cards better if I had deliberately gone in and pulled them out, because how I shuffle again is I wait for the card to either fly out or to feel one that's colder than the others. And then I wait. Usually they don't flip for me when I'm shuffling. And if they do, I make sure to wait about a week so I forget what came out. But oh my goodness. Such a powerful reading group too. Okay. What you need to release. Yeah, what you need to release is, again, any of these doubts. Because what you can see here is this ribbon around her wrist isn't tied. It's just between her two hands. She could easily break out of this and step through. I'm seeing in the bluebird here, you're being reminded that you need to listen to this voice telling you everything's going to be okay and you can get through anything that you face. It's time for you to step out of this trapped energy, to step away from these doubts, and to know you have the power to pick up one of these swords and defend yourself. Defend what it is you want. And defend others as well. You're being asked to grow. When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. In this, I'm seeing you're being asked to grow the connections that support you. And again, this practice of gratitude. When you give thanks for what you already have, when you give thanks for what it is that's working, when you give thanks for the blessings that you can see and those you can't, when you know that they're coming whether you can see them or not, that's when you embody your most powerful self. That's when you are most connected to source energy, to this divine love that flows through us all. And that's when you draw in all that you desire. And I am seeing relationships coming in that will support you, but will also allow you and the other person or people to grow. It's beautiful. Your final message from Spirit for this specific full moon is Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. And I love it because we have birds here. We have the bird here. We have the owl here. And I'm just drawn to this energy of you are being divinely and angelically guided. You are protected. So know you are safe. Even amongst the storms that you are facing, even when you feel like your back is to the wall, when you feel like you're trapped, know you are being watched over, you are being guided, you are protected. And again, with this brother's energy, I really do get the feeling that you're calling in more members of your soul family. You're already magnetized, and those souls are drawing closer to you every day. And the way you bring them to you faster, the way you allow yourself to be ready for that, is by practicing gratitude and self-love, honoring yourself and who it is you want to be. Your final message for this full moon eclipse: Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. And again, I'm drawn back to this hermit energy. And when I first opened this deck, I had the sudden impression of Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, you know, taking this time to rest, to reconnect. It's very Four of Swords energy as well. And knowing that one of the ways you express appreciation for your life is by making sure you take the time to enjoy it. I'm also drawn to the fact that all of your Arcana cards here, all of the characters are outdoors. Not a single one is inside a building. So again, when it says time in nature, it's important for you to connect with that, whether that's going to the woods, going to the seaside, simply stepping outside and taking a few minutes to breathe in the air, to feel the ground beneath your feet and the sun on your face, or the rain on your face. Please dress appropriately. I know it's wintertime when I'm recording this, so for those of you who are in cold areas, let's avoid this type of outfit, okay? Make sure you dress warm. But there's something purifying about the snow as well. And I'm hearing work with the seasons, work with the weather, Ask the rain or the snow to cleanse you of these doubts, to transmute them into something positive, to transmute them into positive energy that you can release so it may better serve someone else. And know that even though the days may seem dark, brighter days are coming, and they're coming swiftly. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of spring and summer energy here, so I do get the feeling that you're going to, at the very least, start to see some of that abundance coming in by spring and summer. So group 2, continue to wish big. Know that you are as divine as anyone else. You are as strong and powerful as all of the people you idolize. Know that you are always connected to and supported by source energy, and you are a physical embodiment of divine love. Embrace that. Identify your own specific gifts and honor them. Because I see beautiful things coming for you when you do. Okay, that's all the messages I have for you today, group 2. Thank you for joining me. I do hope this resonated, and if it did, I invite you to leave a like. And if you feel so motivated to subscribe, I do appreciate that. Please also feel free to come and chat with me in the comments. I love replying to you guys. If this didn't resonate, that's totally okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. Totally normal. It just means that there's going to be another reader out there. There's so many wonderful readers out here, and I'm sure you'll resonate with one of them. I do hope you'll join me again for a future reading, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. As I warned group 2, I apologize if there's been a shift in the framing of the video or in the level of sound. My camera did decide to give up the ghost for a little while. I had to let it cool down and recharge the battery, but we're back and we're ready to rock and roll. So, as I mentioned previously, we're going to be doing this slightly differently since this is a full moon eclipse. We will be looking at both the eclipse energy and the full moon energy, as well as a final message from Spirit. Let's begin with the eclipse and what it's waking in you. When you step through this portal, sunset, time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as sun's light burns. Beautiful. Oh, I've got chills, guys. What I'm seeing in this is as you step through, as you embrace the energy of this specific eclipse, what it's waking in you is this knowledge that you can release anything that no longer serves by connecting with the light, by connecting with flame. This can be as simple as lighting a candle and asking your guides, asking the universe to help you burn away that which no longer serves, transmute that energy into something positive and release it back out into the universe where it may better serve someone else. And I'm hearing this doesn't mean you have to cut anyone out of your life if you're not ready to, if it's not time to. It simply means that it's time to change the relationship paradigm for those that no longer serve. It's time to let go of any clutter you have that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't hold sentimental value for you, that you know will somehow bring more happiness to someone else. Because I'm hearing in this sunset, as you're stepping through into this beautiful golden hour before night falls, you're in this moment of transition, of letting go of that which no longer serves, so you can then transition into this period of renewal and relaxation and refreshment. Because I'm not getting that the dark night here is a dark night of the soul, although we'll see what the other cards hold. What I'm getting is a sense of rest and recovery, of comfort, of nights spent by the fire with a good book and a cup of cocoa, of cuddling under blankets that are just the right temperature with a pillow that is just the right softness for you. This eclipse is helping you to release activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. What I'm hearing here is don't be afraid to work with the night. Don't be afraid of the dark that's coming. Don't be afraid of the winter months. Know that there is equal power in the darkness as there is in the light. And I'm not advocating any sort of dark magic here. I promise, guys. This is more in terms of starlight and making wishes and honoring the moon cycles and your own need for rest. Because you do have to rest before you can follow where you're led. You know, this card is such a journey card to me. And before you go on a journey, you want to make sure you've packed well, right? You want to make sure you have everything you need. And I'm getting the feeling that the energy this full moon eclipse holds for you is one of preparation. That's why you're being asked to let go of what no longer serves. I'm very much getting the feeling there's going to be another portal you're going to step through soon, and they're asking you to prepare now so that you're ready for this level up. You can flow more easily with these changes by the Hanged Man. New perspectives. And again, I'm drawn to the dark clouds in the background. I'm drawn to the fact you can see the impact of the wind here on the grass. And I'm drawn to the serenity in their face. This is a matter of knowing that even when the world has gone topsy-turvy, even when the darkness starts to fall, knowing you are safe and protected and you have the ability to free yourself from any doubts or chains or cords that bind, that are no longer in service of your highest and greatest good. By embracing that knowledge, by, again, looking at these dark times from that new perspective of, I don't know, it's almost like you have to go to sleep on Christmas Eve or you're told Santa won't come. It's almost like that energy of one more sleep before that concert, one more sleep before that vacation. And you're being asked to think of whatever this pause is in that manner, and knowing that it's not that what you want isn't coming. It's that you're being given time to make sure you're ready for it. Who you're becoming. Fear. But what I'm seeing here is she's controlling all of this. She's mastering it. And none of the birds are trapped in the cage. And so many of them are breaking free from these cords, you see? So what I'm seeing here is who you are becoming is the master of all it is that's been holding you back. and you are transforming it. And Spirit wants you to know that through this darkness, through this night, it's a transformative period, and it is in honor of your highest and greatest good. Trust that you do hold the reins. You do hold the key. And your light, your inner light, will never go out. You can ease the transition from your past self to your future self, from this period of night to whatever's coming next, by remembering, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. And if that's not the Hangman energy, I don't know what is. It's knowing that when you have faith that you hold the reins, that you are still fully supported, even when things look dark, even when things are falling apart. When you know everything happens for you and not to you. When you live in that energy, you draw everything to you more quickly. You move out of these places of fear and pain and doubt and grief more quickly, because you know in your soul the universe has your back. And that even if for some reason it doesn't, and that's never the case, I promise you, but even if you feel like it doesn't, you have the power in and of yourself. I also love that this goes 11-12, because that's sequential, that's moving forward, that's leveling up. You should practice self-care through the Four of Wands, and this is taking time for celebration during this golden hour of sunset, during this pause before this next big transformation, and it will be big, but so, so good for you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is you're manifesting, how it is you're trying to change, but look at the power here. The rainbows, the galaxies. That's divine guidance. That's divine support. That's so much energy coming to support you. So you move away from this fear of the dark, from these doubts, by celebrating whatever you can. Even if that's as simple as, hey, I got out of bed today. I remembered to brush my teeth. I showered. I got to have coffee today. It's also in connecting with those people who leave you feeling supported. Spending more time with the people whose chords help you light up. Those relationships where you bring out the best in one another. Spending more time with them rather than the people who leave you feeling drained. Who leave you feeling lost and beaten down. And I'm very much getting the sense you know who those people are. And you know they're not good for you. So even if you're not willing to say goodbye to them, and that's okay, it's time to focus on what's right for you and what's working for you. At least for now. Again, embrace this pause. I apologize for if you can hear the leaf blower outside. But again, I don't know, it's almost like that noise came through as a way to be like, You know what noise you need to shut out. Instead, focus on the music, on the voices that leave you feeling cheerful, that leave you feeling warm and safe and held and comforted. The energy this full moon holds for you is advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the strains of your heart. And we have that. We have that here. I mean, look at this. This is all quite massive energy. But again, it's this sense of pause and preparedness before this big push comes through. Because again, I'm seeing so many doorways here. And of course, this one would have a doorway because that's what this whole deck is. But again, it's like, it's not, it may be starting now, or it may have already started, but the big step forward is soon, but not quite yet. Are you ready? Are you ready? And if not, what can you do to be more ready? So you embrace this energy of advancement. Lovely. 10 of Pentacles. You embrace this sense of advancement by embracing everything in this lifetime that's supporting you. By connecting with those you love, who love you too. By nurturing yourself and the relationships that support you. And I'm also hearing by wishing for what it is you want. I'm hearing now is the time for you to actually sit down and kind of script out what best life looks like to you. Where do you want to be when you're here? What do you want to have? What do you want to be doing with your day? How does it look? What does it feel like? Maybe you don't know how you get there, but you do know how you want to feel. And by defining that, that gives the energy the direction it needs to go in to support you. So definitely take the time to sit down and say, universe, thank you. I am co-creating a life and reality far, far better than the best I can currently imagine, and the best I can currently imagine is. And write down everything that you can imagine as best life. Don't be afraid to wish big. Don't be afraid to think far beyond what you think is possible. I'm hearing 6 impossible things, Alice. Count them. So don't be afraid to wish for the impossible. Because everything is possible, even the impossible. Or nothing's impossible, it's only improbable. However you choose to phrase it. You can work through any blockages by remembering you hold the reins. Again, I'm drawn back to the Sphere card and the Hanged Man with the key. Know that you are being asked right now, again, to define what it is you want. Because once you define that, once you have the plans in place, once you've given Spirit the blueprint, it's on its way. The universe is waiting for your order, but it's asking you to really pause and meditate on it. and meditate on why you want what it is you want. And it can totally be, you know, a selfish reason. Because if it's right for you, it isn't selfish. So don't feel any guilt over what it is you want. My apologies. Phone ringing. I'm going to take that as confirmation from Spirit. Yeah, just know that there's so much energy here waiting to support what it is you want, waiting for you to define what it is you want to create, what it is you want to manifest, and to work through any clouds of doubt that have been holding you back. You should release a new earth that's happening. Keep holding the vision. Again, release any doubts. Work through any of these cords that are holding you back. Do the shadow work now so that you're ready to step forward into this new energy, this brighter energy, this brighter day. And I'm very much hearing, you know the work you need to do. You know what it is you need to work through. I'm getting a very sassy, sassy feeling from Spirit, being like, you know, don't even, you know. Some funny guides right there. But yeah, definitely getting this, I'm getting this feeling that you guys have watched a lot of pick a cards. Or you've had a lot of messages coming through saying you need to work through this thing. And so again, I'm getting this feeling of stop asking, you know. Have faith. So what you're being asked to grow, Seven of Swords. This is interesting. Okay, so this has actually been coming out in a lot of my own reads. And while this can be seen as a negative card, and that, you know, it's the thief card, it's this sense of deception and sneaking about and taking that which isn't yours. But what I'm actually seeing here is taking what you need as you escape from a situation that no longer serves. Keep the lesson, but let go of any chains still holding you to it. I'm hearing you've been carrying mountains you were only ever meant to climb. It's time to confront whatever it is that's still holding you back. Identify why it is. Identify what it's trying to teach you, and let it go with love. Because this back here, that's all dark. You want to be moving towards the light. You have the knowledge you need. You have the defenses you need. And the world is waiting for you. The world you want to create is waiting for you, but also, you know, there's people you shouldn't tell. I'm getting a lot of that from these faceless cards. You get a lot of the faces being blocked. So there's something here about keeping this to yourself, keeping it close to the vest, except with a few people you know you can trust. Final message from Spirit. What did I say about, it's like this pause. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. Yeah, Spirit is telling you, you have to do this shadow work now. While you're doing it, go ahead and put in your order, and they'll work on processing it. But they're asking you to remember that in order to step through this portal, you have to leave behind anything that's not meant to be carried with you. Like, you can't take the whole bookshelf, That would be way too heavy. You're being asked to travel light. Yeah, definitely to travel light. Because you have within you everything you need. So identify what it is you can't bring yourself to part with, what it is that still serves your highest and greatest good, and feel free to hold on to that. In fact, you're encouraged to hold on to that, to hold true to that, to know that it's totally okay to include in your version of what best life looks like to you. But you also know there's these dark thought patterns, there's these dark habits, there's these things that are holding you back. And in some cases, I am hearing it's people. And you are very much being asked to honor yourself. And again, I'm not getting that you have to cut people fully out of your life if that's something you're not willing to do. But you need to step away and protect yourself for a little while. Step away from those who have left you feeling small and hurt. From those who belittle you. Because it's time for you to know you can be royalty. You already are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because in this deck, that's the Queen of Pentacles in this photo. See the crowns? So you're being asked to remember that shadow work is as much an act of self-care as any other act of nurturing. It's not just meditation and yoga and baths and only doing that which makes you feel good. It's working through the hard things so that you can feel better as well. Your final message. The Seas of Mintaka. However you pronounce that. This card. The Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this reminder to you that you have so much inner light to give. You have a message to share. You have a purpose, whether you can see it right now or not. And it's okay if others can't see it, because you know it's within you. Hold tight to that. Look to the future that you want to build. And know that by working through these shadows, these doubts, these fears, this past trauma, it's cleansing you. And you are releasing that which no longer serves, transmuting it into positive energy, and sending it back out into the universe where it can better serve you and others. And know that by working through this, it is all for your highest and greatest good. So group 3, you have some work to do. But I promise you, everything I'm seeing here is telling you it's necessary. And Spirit knows it might be hard. But to remember, it's only as hard as you allow it to be. Because you don't have to go through change with pain. You can choose to face it with a sense of serenity. You can choose to face it with a sense of acceptance. And you can choose to let that which no longer serves go without struggle. But the choice is yours. I am hearing a good way for you to work through and release that which no longer serves is through fire and water. This could be as simple as the next time you take a shower or a bath, imagining that the water is washing away anything that no longer serves. It can be as simple as lighting a candle and saying, again, universe, please help cut and cauterize any cords that no longer serve me, that they may no longer drain my energy. I take back what is mine and I send lovingly back to them what is theirs. But this cord is no longer serving. So let it be dissolved. Let it be transformed into energy that can better serve those concerned and everyone else. For some of you, this could be as simple as spending some time outside, or spending some time journaling. But I am hearing that when you put in the work, and I am hearing you will, and Spirit applauds you for that in advance and is supporting you through it. Know that what you want is coming. It is. You just have to get through this pause. You just have to be patient and work through this last blockage so that this can come through. I'm also hearing, and this is the last message that's coming through, is even when you feel like you're alone, you are always divinely supported. You are always watched over. You are always being held with love. A space is always being held for you to transform safely and with ease, if you but ask. There is always a hand reaching out to hold yours if you are willing to take it. And this can be as simple as saying, universe, I accept your guidance now. I know that what is meant for me is on its way. I know that what is meant for me cannot be missed. Universe, help me see that everything is happening for me and not to me. Help me know that these transformations are for my highest and greatest good and for the highest and greatest good of all. Help me release these doubts. Thank you, universe, for helping me. Thank you for supporting me. And so it is. Something along those lines could be very, very useful to you. Okay, that's all the messages I have for you today. Thank you, Group 3, for joining me. I do hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. And if it didn't, that's okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. It happens. I'm sure there's another wonderful tarot reader on here who will resonate with you. I do hope to see you again in a future reading. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.